We begin this breaking news from the Paris Olympics. The Canadian women's soccer team is caught up in a scandal over allegations of cheating. The Canadian women are the defending Olympic champions and considered to be among the top women's teams at Paris 2024. But there is a cloud this morning over the team and its campaign to reclaim that title. 2 members of the team staff have been sent home, accused of flying a drone over 2 practices by Canada's first opponent at the Games, New Zealand. Heather is with us live from Paris. Good morning, Heather. Great to see you. Now, you have a breaking development. We are hearing from Team Canada coach Bev Priestman. What is she saying?
Well, let's listen into a lengthy extract, Juanita, of what she just said. We had live last hour on CBC Morning Live. The team is in Saint-Etienne. It's set to play tomorrow in its very first match, its quest to defend that gold medal from the Tokyo Olympics. And Bev Priestman apologized both to New Zealand for these incidents and to Canada, home country, over the whole scandal, as you say, the drone flying over 2 of New Zealand's team practices, an apology, and also an explanation for why she has decided to step back. She will not be coaching the team tomorrow at the opening match. Let's listen together to Bev Priestman, and then I'll have more to say on the other side.
First of all, I'd like to apologise. I think on behalf of the leader of this programme, I think on behalf of, I'm ultimately accountable. I think that's why it was really important to me, I think, to take this moment to show strong leadership and to represent the values of this country, of the team and of myself. And I think, I've done that because I deeply care about sportsmanship, integrity, and to be honest, the players who were taking the field. I think both teams have worked incredibly hard. The preparation has been for many, many months for this moment. And I did that so that, any sportsmanship or any questions asked of any other individuals could be removed, but more importantly, I think, to show the value of strong leadership and what it means to respect an opponent. So from my perspective, that's my stance. It was really important to me. I offered straight away from my voluntary removal from the game. And again, I would just like to apologise to our country, but also to New Zealand. There's details regarding this moment, but I think and those don't necessarily sit directly with me, but ultimately I am accountable for any action that happens inside of this camp, and for that matter, I think it was really important to step back.
Are you expecting more sanctions again from the IOC or the FIFA? Or?
Yeah, obviously I've just literally stepped off the training pitch. I obviously volunteered me to step back before today, but I'm still learning. I'm straight off the pitch, and whatever it is, again, I can only go on record and apologise on behalf of this team for this country. But this team is ready. Again, leadership moment for me to demonstrate the values. And again, I also want to make sure that this programme doesn't let the COC, the IOC and things down, and being very cooperative in making sure that that wasn't the case. And again, I'd like to thank them for their support too, in just us being open and transparent and offering what they needed to really investigate.
So that is Bev Priestman, the national coach of the women's soccer team, speaking just a few minutes ago from Saint-Etienne ahead of the first match tomorrow. Again, apologizing, saying not just to the countries, but to the COC and to the IOC as well, working with them closely and explaining her decision not to coach that opening game tomorrow, wanting to remove any element of suspicion over any of the decision-making, anything on the pitch. So it is Andy Spence, one of the assistants, who will take over those leadership duties for that opening game tomorrow. That's one of the sanctions, her decision to step back tomorrow, but there are more. Canada took swift and strong action once we learned of those 2 drone strikes. So what we know is that another of the assistant coaches, Jasmine Mander, she has been sent home immediately. And someone else, an unaccredited consultant or analyst, Joseph Lombardi, he reports to Jasmine Mander. He too has been sent home immediately as a result of these 2 drone incidents. And again, Bev Priestman choosing not to coach tomorrow. As far as reaction to this, we got the statement from the COC. The COC certainly expressing a commitment to integrity, to fairness in sport, and a apologizing earlier today. We just have a statement in from Canada's Sport Minister, Carla Qualtrough, who is here in Paris, and hers, posted on social media, is in 3 parts. But it's substantive, so I want to share it with you. Fair play is the highest principle of sport, she writes. The actions of those involved do not reflect Canadians' values or the values of sport. I'm in contact with the Canadian Olympic Committee and Canada Soccer. When rules are broken, there must be consequences. I support the sanctions being imposed by the Canadian Olympic Committee, their apologies to New Zealand, and the decision of head coach Bev Priestman. Those decisions and those decisive actions will help ensure that individuals are held accountable and preserve the integrity of the game and fair play for all athletes. That statement from Carla Qualtrough, the sport minister, and also from the IOC, a very brief statement saying it is in support of the actions that the COC has taken and the sanctions, and indicated that it believes that these are stances and actions that have resolved the issue. We will see if there's any further demanded by the IOC, by FIFA, or by Canada Soccer, and we'll certainly bring you any more developments in all of this, whether there could be any potential legal repercussions as well. But all of this for sure, Juanita, not the day that soccer was hoping for in terms of just getting set to begin this soccer tournament to defend the gold medal. Not the day that Team Canada would have been hoping for, with the announcement of the flag bearer set to come a little bit later on today. But that's what we've heard so far from Saint-Etienne and from the Canada team. We'll bring you any new developments if there's any further reaction to the growing controversy.
And Heather, we are also getting first reaction from some of the Canadian women's team players. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that has just come in, and we're going to listen to that together, Juanita. This is Janine Becky, longtime member of the national team. Of course, Bev Priestman speaking to reporters in Saint-Etienne, as did Janine Becky. And let's listen, because they were asked, the players themselves, about what the reaction would be, whether it would change things for them, not to have Bev Priestman leading them tomorrow, but to have assistant coach Andy Spence calling the game. And here's what she just said.
We're professionals. I think, we're an incredibly adaptable group of players. We've had a lot of players with a ton of experience in this team, whether that be Olympic Games, World Cups, club finals, big matches. So I think, obviously not having your coach is something, but at the same time, we know we're ready to perform, and it comes down to us as players performing on the pitch. And I know that all 18 players that'll be on the roster tomorrow are ready to go.
So Janine Becky, as she spoke to reporters, talking about being professional, being able to adapt, they are ready to perform. And you heard Bev Priestman say the same thing, that the team is ready. Canada won 2 bronzes in 2012 and 2016, and of course that highlight gold from Tokyo. The quest to defend that begins tomorrow under this shadow, but they will play New Zealand in Saint-Etienne as they begin their Olympic soccer tournament. So Juanita, again, as I said, further reaction, any more detail, we'll be right back to you, but that is the latest from here in Paris today.
Right, and we will continue looking for reaction to that story. Thank you, Heather.